All right, we're
I
pausing
guess
for
I
a second.
can watch the actual teaser.
Yeah, we're gonna watch.
Wait,
the
how do
actual
you know
teaser.
you didn't see the convincing fake one?
Because it
Oh,
definitely.
it had the guy with the lightsaber hilt.
Yeah.
The lightsaber. All right, let me see the thing. Wait, I have a phone. I'll do it on mine.
do it on your phone. It's a nicer.
Your phone's a piece of garbage.
Listen, you don't have to be a dick about it. I said it was nicer.
That one's way better.
Oh, okay, good. Let's
I
see.
thought that looked good. I'm excited about this movie again.
I still think that I still do nothing for me. I want to see what you thought was the real trailer.
Listen. Hear me out, though. I went to YouTube and just typed in, like, Star Wars Force Awakens teaser, and the thing that came up that had, like, 32 million views and was the only one, and I just watched it. I mean, what
Did it
else
start
would I
with
think?
Binary Sunset?
Yes.
Because I fucking
That's the
saw
one.
I saw 15 seconds of that trailer and I was like, this isn't the real trailer. It was
But how would I know it had
here's
a million bazillion views?
Here's the arc for me on that. I searched for the thing. I heard about the Star Wars trailer, searched for it, clicked on that, heard Binary Sunset. I was like, oh, dope. They're starting out with like my favorite song ever. And then I was like, wait, why is a lot of this footage from Return of the Jedi? And then I stopped watching.
Yeah, I don't know. I just figured they were just being like, hey guys, remember what happened last time?
Wait, enter your fucking thing.
Yeah. It's my thumbprint, actually.
You don't have a number, you have a thumbprint?
Well, I have both.
Okay.
Welcome back to Yoshi's Island. We are still talking about the Star Wars trailer. Because what recently came to Keith saw the Star Wars trailer and he was like, this trailer looks like a bunch of stupid garbage. And I was like, yeah, I agree. Like different things like a stormtrooper with a lightsaber. And you were like, what? I think you saw a fake trailer. And then I was like, oh shit, I saw a fake trailer.
Yeah. And you watched the real trailer and liked it.
Yeah, I did.
You might as well just keep in your reaction. It was the thing was paused, but it was only like 30 seconds ago.
But no, it's just gonna be at the end of the other one.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Because that fake trailer was just like a fucking terrible trailer.
Yeah. Do you want to know why it was a terrible trailer?
It was fucking terrible.
Because a Faco made it. A big old Faco.
I mean, now I don't know. Do I just like this real trailer because it's so much better by comparison and I'm so relieved? Or, I don't know.
Here's the thing. Like, if the thing that you're excited about Star Wars for is to see different vehicles swooping and flying, then sure.
They looked really good,
They did look good. They looked good.
Great.
They looked good.
And you know what?
That's not... I've come to realize that stuff is not what I go to Star Wars for. I'm a fucking weirdo that goes to Star Wars for totally different things than most people.
You don't go for like a shadowy cloaked figure walking through a dark forest who has a red lightsaber?
That too, but I like that as a supplement for telling a story about how about like the politics of the Republic and the Jedi and how all like the fact that Jedi exist is fucked up and
you are a fucking shithead.
How...
Oh no, there's more. I was just avoiding these fuzzies. I wasn't even thinking about if I touched fuzzy, I'd get dizzy.
Jedi and their dumb code, they're kind of monsters and they're horrible.
Hey Keith, can I tell you? Can I tell you a secret?
What's up?
You don't like Star Wars. You like Star Wars fan fiction.
Well, expanded universe.
You like Star Wars fan fiction.
I like Star Wars EU.
Hey Keith.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not anti-fanfiction. There's nothing wrong with liking fanfiction. You want Star Wars to be Star Wars fanfiction.
I've never read Star Wars fanfiction.
Oh, haven't you?
No, never. Unless KOTOR 2 is fanfiction.
What's your favorite Star Wars novel?
My favorite, probably the Thrawn trilogy.
Fanfiction.
No, it's not.
Do you think the person who wrote it was a fan of Star Wars, but not George Lucas?
Yeah. Oh, so then you're saying that the new Star Wars movie is also fanfiction?
Yeah.
Okay, then...
By that same logic, yes, it absolutely is.
Well, okay, hold on. I'm a fan of all of our videos. Does that make these videos fanfiction?
But when I say fanfiction like that, I'm also meaning it that not only is it made by a fan, but it's specifically made for the hardcore fans of that thing.
I don't think that Timothy Zahn writes his books going, I'm gonna fucking cater to the hardest core of fan. Like that, those books like revitalize Star Wars for a lot of people.
So you say. I don't know.
Yeah, because I know. Because I fucking read them, and I know about Star Wars, kind of.
Kind of, though.
Well, way more than you. What I'm saying is that if...
Yeah! Wait, what?
What?
That was weird.
That was super weird. What the fuck was that?
I couldn't finish the level as Super Cape Baby Mario.
Nice! You almost...
Bonus challenge!
You've gotten less bonus challenges in this than any other available bonus challenge.
It's time for the one bonus challenge that I ever get per world. Just enough to see each one. Oh, they're repeating. Oh, you shitheads.
I guess they didn't think that anyone would ever get more than one per world.
Wow, look, I finally got one. Nope. Ah.
It's a fucking... Listen, scratch tickets are a fool's game.
They really are.
They're a fool's game. Basically, any kind of gambling is a fool's game.
Let's go back to Star Wars. You're talking about how X-Wings aren't made to fly over water and shit like that. And here's the thing. I get where you're coming from, because you're like, hey, listen, I know about X-Wings in the...
No, I was saying TIE Fighters specifically.
Okay. But...
X-Wings, I think, are better equipped for it. I think specifically X-Wings are equipped for it, and TIE Fighters are not. Because TIE Fighters are made to launch out of space stations.
Sure.
X-Wings take off from the ground.
Thank you, Professor Spacetime.
You're welcome, Kyle.
Inspector Spacetime. Man, what a good name for a Doctor Who parody.
Yeah. You want to talk about Doctor Who?
Yeah, let's just talk about Doctor Who. What the fuck?
God, you're shit.
Yeah, I really am. Where am I going? What's happening here?
I don't know.
Like, even if but even if X-Wings aren't supposed to be able to fly over water like that, it looks super fucking cool though. With
Yeah.
Water flipping up,
I took back
so awesome.
No, it does look cool. I took back all of my complaints for that because that's not what I care to criticize about the trailer. I don't want to criticize how it's not internally consistent with the expanded universe that they have made not canon. Like, that's not... I have no dog in that race. I don't really care that they made the universe not canon.
Was there certain things from the expanded universe that they kept as canon? Like, have they
I don't
released
know
that thing?
I don't know if like the official statement is some things are canon still and some things aren't, or if it's like nothing's canon but we're going to remake some of the canon stuff because some of it is
right.
I think that's what's happening. Is that they're like, oh yeah, Thrawn might not be canon anymore, but we're just going to do Thrawn again.
That sounds a lot like I started going back to like the beginning of like the DC Comics New 52 reboot thing where they rebooted the universe, and they basically did that exact same thing. They were like, hey, it's a new universe, we're rebooting everything, but like some of like your favorite things are still canon. So there's like a series called The Killing Joke, and like where
people love the Killing Joke.
Yeah, the Killing Joke. So like the Killing Joke still happened, but like, you know, some other things didn't. And like some series are almost completely different, but like Green Lantern just basically continued uninterrupted, except like his longtime girlfriend and then longtime ex-girlfriend is still his girlfriend. What's that about? I don't know. It's really weird. It's like everything in Green Lantern issue 1 is exactly as it was in the last issue of the previous series, except he's magically in a relationship with his girlfriend still. It's like, that's
maybe
a weird
they were just
thing.
like, we have to change something. Nice. Oh, those cute little bats.
What? No!
No.
Well,
Yeah.
How did I do that? Why did I just... What?
That was a good save. Yeah, I just don't like the things that J.J. Abrams does, and I don't think that the things that he does lends itself well to what I want out of a Star Wars movie. Like, I think that he's more interested in...
I get that.
I think he's more interested in being broader than I want.
Sure, but a Star Wars movie is always going to be broad. I mean, you were fucking over here.
I mean, even more broad than that.
You used to always defend the prequel trilogy.
I still
do. That's the stupidest, broadest thing.
No, because I never defended them as good movies. I defended them as bad movies with interesting ideas that people hate so much.
You gotta
that
stop.
It's
the best music.
ridiculous.
The best music.
No,
in
this
the
is the
world.
best music.
Oh, fuck. You got me, Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever said anything as unreasonable as those movies are really good.
I think you said they were good.
No, the most unreasonable thing that I've said is that that those movies have a good movie in them.
I can't...
And I bet that I could make one from the foot. I bet I could make at least 2 hours of a good movie out of those movies. I bet I could.
They could have been so much better, though.
They have good ideas.
So what? Everyone has good ideas.
That's not true. That's not true at all. A lot of movies have no good ideas at all.
Like which ones?
I don't know, probably Horrible Bosses too. Yeah, so the thing that my whole argument about the prequel trilogies is not that they're good movies, it's that people are unreasonable about those movies. People treat them, the way that people treat those movies is the same way that I feel about people treating Sonic Boom.
I think...
Where I'm like, why do you hate this? Like, yeah, sure, there's like, this isn't good, but why are you so mad about it? Like, it's more hip to hate them than it is reasonable of a thing to hate.
The thing, I agree with you. I think you are right, but I think those movies are more bad than people are unreasonable about them.
No.
Like, I think the needle is way more towards they're actually bad than people are unreasonable about them.
I don't think that's true at all. People are ridiculous about those movies. People still talk about those movies as if they ruined their life. It's been 15 years, and people still talk about them as if it killed their parents yesterday. Like, it's ridiculous.
Like, you remember the part in the original Star Wars when Luke comes back to his house and his aunt and uncle are like burnt skeletons on the ground?
Yeah.
That's basically what happened. That's basically what the Star Wars prequels did to me.
Yeah, so that's my whole thing about the prequels, is that, like, those movies are not nearly bad enough to still garner that kind of reaction.
Oh, they are so
and
bad.
Instead, they actually have a couple pretty good ideas.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
What are the good ideas that they have?
Very specifically, I think that...
I would name these ideas, please.
Specifically, I think that the biggest problem with... or one of the huge problems that makes Clone Wars a really bad movie is Clone Wars. Attack of the Clones a really bad movie is them characterizing Anakin as an entitled, whiny, asshole, creepo douchebag before sympathizing you to his situation. So they give him this horrible attitude to Obi-Wan. They make him seem like he thinks he's the hottest shit in the world.
Yeah.
And then they go, like, oh, but he was separated from his mom. His mom died. If that stuff happened in reverse, or they didn't make him such an unlikable character immediately, that movie would have been way more tolerable. Because that's mostly people's argument about why that movie is so terrible, is, like, Anakin is terrible. Anakin's whole argument...
There's a lot of... Like, literally the only thing that's not bad about that movie is just the look of Kamino. Like, Kamino just looks pretty cool. That's about all that movie has.
Also, I've watched all these movies super recently. So I think I have a better sense of what is good and bad about it than most people who never watch them. And frankly, there's no reason why you should. It's.
You just said there's no reason why you should. These movies are bad. They have nothing redeemable about them.
Yeah, they do.
fuck?
Yeah, I even think that this is the thing that I think made you mad last time was when I said that Revenge of the Sith was definitely the worst of the three.
I mean,
I think you were upset that I said that last time.
I don't,
because you were like, how could you even think that any? Because like, that's the one that people generally think is the best one. I think.
Yeah, people are dumb when they say that.
Okay,
Like
maybe it wasn't
yeah,
you. Maybe it was another person I was arguing with.
It actually really bothers me when people go like, "Oh man, fucking episodes 1 and 2 are fucking terrible." Episode 3 had its moments. You know, they kind of brought it back for the third one, but
They
mostly
super
the best.
didn't.
Like
They really didn't. You know what was really good about the first one was like the first 20 minutes, though. That was a really good first 20 minutes. Because they had like a really, really good looking, like starfighter set piece, and then some cool like inside a space station hitting shit with lightsabers segment. That I thought was good, and then it kind of went downhill.
For fuck's sake.
Episode 1 had that fucking pod racing thing.
Yeah.
That was like half an hour. That was a really good half hour.
Like,
This is what I'm talking about.
like pod racing was like people always point that out as like the one thing episode 1 was a terrible fucking piece of shit, but the pod race was pretty cool. Like,
it was.
Yes, but like it.
I've seen these movies recently enough where that was a fun scene.
It definitely is, but it's like it's not as if like it's definitely there's nothing Star Warsy about it at all.
Yeah, there is. It's the
like,
same. It's a fucking star fight scene, but on the ground. It's the same thing. It's like the same feel.
I guess.
I'm trying to remember more specifics.
Fuck.
The people. Another thing that people get really mad about is that the whole thing is like super political, and about
It's political in a boring way, though.
I think it's fun. You don't think that embargoes are fun? It's a Star Wars movie about an embargo.
Fuck trade embargo. Fuck you.
I don't have any problem with the fact that movie's about a trade embargo. The thing that I do have a problem with is how fucking racist it was. That movie's super racist.
No, just like the whole fucking idea about like
another big issue that I have with that movie is that Darth Maul has like one line.
yeah.
And it was like either make him talk or make him be a badass silent protagonist or silent antagonist. But like they gave him one line, he was like, and it was just like, oh, "Are you sure?" Like that's it. All he said was like, "Is this even like?" It was
Soon we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi.
Yeah.
Soon we will have our revenge.
Fuck you.
yeah,
Like you had one line in the movie and you couldn't even deliver that one line well. Like they couldn't even give you a day just to say that line over and over again for
that's
an
a fucking
entire
other
day
thing.
until you
Okay.
said it right.
Here's
one
more
time.
stuff. Duel of Fates is a fucking awesome song.
Oh man, it is so good.
Duel of Fates is like one of the best songs in any movie.
that you know
And
what?
that whole lightsaber battle was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
Especially one of my favorite moments in any of the Star Wars movies. And again, I will repeat myself. I think that these movies are bad.
But, okay.
One of my favorite moments in any Star Wars movies is when they're chasing each other through the thing. Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Darth Maul, and the things pop up.
Yeah.
And watching Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, and Qui-Gon Jinn react differently to having to wait was fucking great.
Though
Like,
that's
it was
that is legitimately great. You're right. That's the one thing about those movies that are great. Is that like scene, but more specifically that part. I think the part like the first half where they're just going all crazy and fighting like choreographers is less interesting for that specific reason. Is it doesn't feel like characters that I care about that are fighting. It's just like people with lightsabers
I think
doing crazy stuff.
that stuff was ruined for me in Attack of the Clones. Like I think that episode 1 had a sort of balance between the new we have to make cool choreographed lightsaber fights and what people were used to from the original movie, which had basically no fight choreography and was just people hanging out with swords.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
episode
a
2
little
was
unfair.
basically everyone was dancing. Episode 2 was
Yeah.
like a weird fucking dance of
Well,
like
except for fucking Count Dooku, who could barely move, and he's just like, I'm swinging my thing, which might have been fine if you had a guy that
Oh my God.
couldn't fight. If you had any context for who Count Dooku was or why you should care about his existence.
well, he
Like,
was,
who
he
the
was
fuck
Yoda's,
is Count Dooku?
He was Yoda's Padawan.
Who the fuck is Count Dooku? Like, I don't even know now. I'm really thinking about it. I don't even fucking know who he is or why he matters.
He was one of Yoda's Padawans.
Who cares?
I care a little bit.
Why? What is he a count of? And what even is a count? Fuck everything
A count
about
is
that
someone
movie.
who's in charge of a county.
Is that true?
Yes. It's like,
Really?
yes.
That makes
You know
so
what
much
a fucking
sense.
count is?
No.
I can't. Do you know what a baron is? Someone who's in charge of a barony.
Well, that makes sense.
They both make sense.
well,
it's the
I knew
same
that.
word.
I never made the connection. Because the only counts I've seen are vampires. Vampires. Count Dracula, Count Chocula, Count Countula, the Count, and then Count Dooku. The 5 vampires that I know.
There's there's enough context for why you should care about Count Dooku in that movie that it's fine, right? Like, this is the same reason why people were mad about the
I'm
the
a
villain
person
in-
and my name's Anakin. Fuck you.
Wait, so now you're saying we don't have enough context for who Anakin is?
No, just like
I'm a human boy and I'm sitting on these droids. Meh.
like seeing Anakin as a child is already kind of needless and stupid, but to have the entire movie be him as a kid is so dumb. Like, that entire first movie is completely irrelevant to the story of the prequel trilogy. Like, it was like they wasted a movie and then had to jam the rest of the story into the last 2.
Well, that's why, because what's his name? Topher Grace did that cut of Star Wars. That where he cut all 3 of the movies into like 90 minutes.
Yeah, because Topher Grace is so fucking great.
There's nothing wrong. I don't have any problems with Topher Grace.
Well, I just always I always hear people talk about this mysterious cut of Star Wars.
No,
done by
I read
Topher
all about it. It
Grace.
sounds terrible.
Yeah, like, I always hear people talk
Have we
about,
talked about this before?
Oh, man, I'd fucking love to see that. Like
No.
as if Topher Grace was going to be the guy that nailed Star Wars. He's just a Star Wars nerd that wasted his time doing a weird thing. Like,
Yeah.
leave
A weird
alone.
thing that I also want to do, and I'm sure that I could do better with Topher Grace, because here's the thing, and you might not agree with me here, he cut out every scene with young Anakin, which I think is irresponsible considering that the entire fucking the entire basis for why Anakin becomes evil is tied to the
what?
fact is tied to tied to his mom and the loss of his mother.
Right.
That's like the entire thing.
'Cause
is that like, yo, don't take Anakin away from his mom. He's too old. We can't train him. He's too old. This is why we don't train kids. And then they take him away, and then he loses his mom, and then his mom gets murdered.
This is why we don't train kids? You mean it's why we only train kids?
Sorry,
but
why
kids
we
that are
don't
little
train?
kids?
Well, why we don't train kids that are as old as he is?
We only steal kids from we only steal kids from their parents before they can remember them.
And again, this is a part of why I'm super interested in Star Wars stories that are about how Jedi are monsters.
But see, here's the thing, is that these Jedi being monsters was invented in Episode 1, which is actually kind of disappointing when you think about it. Like, Jedis were,
No, it was
were
invented
cool
before
guys
that.
before, and then you watch Episode 1, you realize, like, oh, Jedis are like these weird monks that are, like, taken from their parents as, like, kids, and it's all very weird.
No, that stuff was in fucking Empire Strikes Back.
Well, no.
That's why, like, Yoda's like, nah, he's too old.
No. But Yoda says he's too old, and Luke is like fucking 25, or at least, right? And so it's like, oh,
No,
that
I
makes
think he
sense
was
because
like
like Jedis need to be
I
trained
think he was
from
supposed to be like 20 or 21.
like Jedis are supposed to be trained from a young age, and then like this kid is like 6, and he's like still too old.
No, he's
what?
I think he's 9. He's 9, and shit. What's my sentence?
I don't know. Why don't you remember that sentence for a while? Hey, Keith.
Hey, what were we talking about?
Are we doing the exact same thing that we just did with Silent Hill?
Who gives a fuck? This is who we are.
All right.
Don't deny who we are to please some fucking jerk-off YouTubers.
Yeah, I don't want to please these jerkos, right?
Yeah.
What'd they ever do for me besides watch these dumb videos that I make?
Yeah, but they're not the only ones that watch the dumb videos. That's only a couple of them.
Hang on. Yuck.
Ugh.
That was a gross...
What was the sentence that I was saying?
I don't remember.
Probably Star Wars.
You know what? Let's talk about this. You know that lightsaber, the cross-shaped lightsaber that's in the thing?
Yeah.
Didn't whatever, regardless of the shape, didn't like the energy beam part of the lightsaber look super cool? It was all like
yeah.
wavy and
yeah,
shit.
yeah. No,
Not
it
like
did look cool.
It looked super cool.
I thought that the lightsaber was dumb, and I still think it's dumb. But I saw a tweet about it that was really interesting. I can't remember who it was that tweeted it. It might have been, I can't remember shit. Anyway.
I had only seen like a shitty quality, like tiny thumbnail image of it before, and seeing like the actual full quality thing in the trailer, it made me think it seemed a lot cooler.
Someone said on Twitter that the okay, so Star Wars movies continuously upping how ridiculous lightsabers look is exactly what Jedi and Sith would have done anyway. Is what they said, and I was like, you know what, you're right. I don't care anymore. That's what, yeah.
But I would like to point this out, by the way. I defied you to name the good ideas that were in the prequel movies, and all you came up with was that one bit where the Jedis are fighting and they're blocked by the laser walls.
I have a no. That's not even the one thing that I came up with. The idea, first of all, the idea was that the main misstep of Attack of the Clones. Whoa, that's a big dog. The main misstep. That's a big dog. The main misstep of.
Nah.
Look at that big dog.
Ooh, cracked tooth. Oh, he's sad.
He's so.
That did look pretty painful, TBH.
The main misstep of Attack of the Clones was horrendous characterization of Anakin at the beginning, and then trying to ask for sympathy.
Well, I mean, everything about the way Anakin was handled in that movie was terrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I think that honestly, it's not stuff that you like. It's not stuff that had to be. That was wrong with the movie. It was stuff wrong with the editing and the ordering and the cutting of it.
What about the script? What about every single thing that he says? Like, people blame Hayden Christensen for being a terrible actor, but like, have you read the words that he was asked to read? Because what the fuck?
When was the last time you even saw this movie?
Not that long ago. Like within the last couple of years, I think. I'll probably watch it again pretty soon because I think once Lucas turns 5 in like 2 weeks, I think
I thought you were talking about George Lucas. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Once Lucas stops being a fucking baby, am I right?
Yeah.
I think Nicole's finally gonna let Lucas watch Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Cause he already knows all like the things of Star Wars. Like he knows stormtroopers and lightsabers and Darth Vader and shit.
Yeah.
But she won't let him watch it.
I hate these bullies.
You're just a big bully.
You're a bully. Get out of here, you bully. Yeah, I mean, what are you asking me to come up with a list of shit based on movies that I've seen in a year?
No, you said
this is all. I'm arguing based off premises that I came up with years ago and maintain because I haven't had any reason. But like, I can't remember exact. I would have to watch the movie. Do you want me to watch the movies like this week and come back to you on this?
I think I'm asking a very simple and fair question that is not hard to answer, even if you haven't really like seen or thought about the
and
movie.
I answered. We spent like 20 minutes talking about the things.
No, I said name the good ideas, and you said a bunch of stuff, and we talked about things, but you didn't actually get around to saying any of the good ideas.
I think that the ideas is that like some of the things that they did in Attack of the Clones was good and suffered because of the really characterizing Anakin. Like, that's what I'm saying, is that the movie suffers from the mischaracterization and not because specifically anything was really terrible about it.
Okay, but then, like, what's the good stuff? Like, what could have stayed? In Keith Carberry's Attack of the Clones, what goes, what stays? You've mentioned that Anakin sucks.
Trying to figure out the origin of the clone army. That stuff was all cool. That's a cool, hey, you've got an arm, like, someone's out trying to kill you. Where, like, they came from this place. They're expecting you at this place, and they have a clone army ready for you. Like, that stuff was all interesting. That's a cool idea. We have to track our killer. They're from Camino. What the fuck is Camino? We're Camino. We have this army that you ordered. What? Like, that's a cool thing.
That's kind of cool, but the fact that, like, there's an army out of nowhere, and, like, nobody really questions it. Like, I think Obi-Wan Kenobi's like, dude, what about this clone army? And, like, everyone in the Republic's like, no, great, now we have an army, let's use it. Like, what?
Yeah, no, that's, again, but then, see, the problem is two things. One, either not exploring why they're so willing to use an army that they have no idea the origins of, or they, like, not have them spend less time actually using the army and more time on the mystery of why is this fucking army around. The army's around because some Jedi master asked for the army. I can't remember his name right now, but they were like, basically it was chalked down to like, oh, well, if this Jedi master ordered the army.
It was Darth Sidious.
Right, but it was Darth under an actual Jedi master. Pretending to be an actual Jedi master.
Right.
So they were like, they ordered it as this Jedi master. The Jedi master died. They were like, okay, well, a Jedi master ordered this army for us. We don't know why, but we're going to use it. Instead of actually exploring that idea at all. Which, again, good idea, bad execution.
What really bothers me, see, it annoys me, like, because I think...
What's up?
I think an army of clones is stupid. I think just having a big army that's just a bunch of fucking clones is kind of dumb.
Why?
And,
do you think that because it's dumb or because you just don't like that movie? And so the only instance of that ever happening in a movie is a movie you don't like.
Okay. Yeah? Like,
yeah.
Could there be an army of clones in a science fiction movie that was good? Yeah, obviously.
Right.
I think that's a given, unless you're dumb. But, like, nothing about the way it was done in that movie was interesting. Especially that it was a clone of clones of Jango Fett is, like, kind of stupid.
That was stupid. Well, any sort of latching on to Boba Fett as a character.
Boba Fett's dad was also a Boba Fett, and then there was an army of Boba Fetts.
Yeah.
Okay. We realized that people really just like Boba Fett, so we just made an army of Boba Fetts.
I have never understood or appreciated the insane appreciation for Boba Fett, a character who shows up, says a line, and dies.
Well, the thing is,
he's mysterious for like 8 seconds and then gets thrown into a fucking desert bug.
Because, he's fucking cool and mysterious.
But for like a minute. He's mysterious for a minute, and then he dies.
Right. No. Listen. Cut me some slack here. I'm on your side. I'm trying to explain. Hey, Einstein, I'm on your side. Is that it's Boba Fett was kind of like, in a lot of ways, kind of a nothing character that was almost like he almost has an important role in the story, but he's like pushed off to the side, and you almost feel like you're the only one who notices Boba Fett. And then we all grew up and realized, oh, we all noticed Boba Fett. Boba Fett's pretty cool. And then some people just like took that and ran with it.
Yeah. I feel about Boba Fett sort of the same way I feel about people who are like one step too into bacon.
Oh, you mean everyone on the internet?
Yeah.
I think everyone on the internet is 12 steps too into bacon.
I was being generous. You're right. You are not wrong. So I think that is a weird bit of unnecessary fan service that they honestly didn't spend any time going into, which I appreciated. But Jango Fett is just a Boba Fett, and here's an army of Boba Fetts.
Boba Fett's dad was a Boba Fett.
Oh god, that was stupid.
I'm so glad, and this actually just reoccurred to me yesterday. I'm so glad that we didn't learn that Han Solo's dad was a Han Solo or whatever the fuck. Like,
Yeah.
Thank God Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon are not in those movies.
Chewie was for a hot minute.
But, yeah, for a hot minute. What a hot minute it was.
That was a hot minute.
It bothers me now because the thing is, stormtroopers
Yeah.
are not clones. They're people that were enlisted.
They were clones.
Okay,
So basically what happens-
Clone troopers are clones. Stormtroopers are people that were enlisted into the Imperial Army. But it bothers me that people, like, I always hear people talk about, like, oh, fucking, I hate the prequel movies because, like, stormtroopers are clones. That's dumb. It's like, A, you're right, it's super dumb. B, no, it's not. Stop thinking that. Oh, I'm so sad that you think that Star Wars is ruined now. Because it's not, though.
Right. But, yeah, because eventually all those clones fucking died.
Yeah,
they had to get regular-ass people.
They only had so many clones, is the thing.
What I don't know, and what I always assumed was that there was a
I
little
need
while
another
where
key.
some of the stormtroopers were also clones.
Well, there was.
Yeah.
There was. Like,
I think
in Star Wars Battlefront, the original,
Yeah.
when you play, like, the campaign missions, there's, like, a little bit of text, and there's, like, I don't remember the specifics at all, but there's something about how, like, yeah, like, there were, like, squadrons of, like, clone troopers being mixed in with recruits, and, like, them being, like, really uneasy about it, like, the quote-unquote real people not knowing how to feel about being with a bunch of clones, and the clones being like, who are these new guys? I'm used to just being with copies
that
of
sounds
myself.
great. That sounds like a
Right?
fucking awesome story.
Yeah, they don't do anything with it. It's
God.
not like ooh, if you look, there's actually a novel hidden inside the menus of Battlefront. But
You don't
Dude,
think that
there
somebody
has
wrote
to-
a novel about that?
Yeah, I was just gonna say there has
Yeah.
to be a book about that.
Yeah. Oh man, I should fucking figure out what that book is and read it because that sounds great. That's the sort of shit I'm interested in Star Wars.
It does sound pretty good. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie about that. But see, that's the thing. That's the only reason I know that stormtroopers aren't clones is because I was playing Star Wars Battlefront and I looked at a thing and went,
I knew because
they're not all clones.
I knew because forever ago I looked it up. Basically, by the time A New Hope happened, they were like, "Yeah, there's no more clones left. They're all gone."
But that's another one of the crimes of those movies is that anyone who didn't look it up thinks that stormtroopers are clones, and that's super lame.
Well, because they look fucking the same.
Though I mean,
They look slightly cooler.
but I don't even know if that was initially the intention of like when they made the clone troopers and stuff. I don't even know if their intention was that stormtroopers weren't also clones. Maybe they were playing off that line about how he's too short to be a stormtrooper because they're all the same height because they're all the same person. I don't know.
Yeah, Lucas didn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, the uniform.
No, I'm saying George Lucas doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, the uniform.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now I know you're. Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah, he was just wearing the same fucking uniform. What the fuck? Aren't you a little meh? That doesn't make any sense.
I think the implication is that the
Lucas
people,
short.
the
Lucas is a small boy.
Lucas is small. That the people that they normally enlist as stormtroopers are like big, muscly dudes or something.
Which is ridiculous because they would take anyone, probably.
Yeah, probably.
They probably would fucking take anyone.
Let's be honest. When you're recruiting for like an evil army, you can probably take what you get.
Well,
They probably
let's
had
not be-
really good benefits.
Let's be. There was probably a lot of conscripting going on.
There's probably a lot of hot bennies in there.
There's probably a lot of hot bennies. Talking about 3 hots and a cot. A lot of those meals were probably hot bennies. Eggs Benedict. Yeah. So, what was I saying?
Come on, another fucking key door?
What was I?
Key door, one of my favorite creatures from the Star Wars universe.
Keydor's species.
I think Lee Korzak actually battles a key door in one of my favorite Star Wars novels.
That's
I
like
can't
my
remember
least.
exactly.
Here's my least favorite thing about Star Wars.
What's that?
Is their refusal to name Yoda's species, and their insistence on only calling his species Yoda's species. Did you know that about Star Wars?
No.
Yeah, Yoda does not have a species because no one has ever said in any Star Wars thing. They just refer to any species of that species as Yoda's species.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. I have always wanted to write an expanded universe something just so that I could name that species. You fucking weirdos, just name them.
Yeah, because it's not. It would be one thing if they were like, "Oh, we just want to leave Yoda as this one character. You don't really know what he is."
No, he shows up all the time. They're everywhere.
Yeah, the thing is, there's a bunch of different characters that are of the same species as Yoda in the expanded universe.
I can't remember what else they call him, but there's something else that they call him, like
old
like
floppy
like the
ears.
short. Do they call him like the short green people? Like it's fucking the three-fingered green species or something like that.
The three-finger Greenos.
Here's the second worst thing about Star Wars.
Oh, what's the second worst thing? Wait,
the-
all Star Wars or the prequel movies?
All Star Wars.
Okay, great. I'm on board.
It is in the prequels though.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, the
Good.
the scene where Yoda is sword fighting with Count Dooku and jumps around, and watch this movie to fact check me on this because I am 100% right. He jumps around like Kermit fighting Long John Silver in the Muppets Treasure Island movie. It is the exact same choreography.
Yeah, I remember. I still feel kind of bad because I remember like I watched that movie in the theater with my dad. My dad gives no fucks about Star Wars. Was only there specifically because like for me.
Right.
And that scene happens where Yoda is like flipping around all crazy, and the theater's full of kids, and they all just start laughing like it's the funniest thing ever. Ah, look at him jump like a thing. And I was just like very unhappy. I was just like, everything about this sucks. Why is it? Where's the key? Why do I not have a key? But like my dad looked over with a smile on his face, being like, I bet my son's enjoying this, and I was just like, and I felt kind of bad that like. That my dad was like, hey, I bet you're having a good time. I was like, no, I'm not. I refuse to have a good time about this. It made me feel like a curmudgeon.
Well, you are a curmudgeon.
But it's a really bad scene, though.
It's a bad scene.
Like, because the implication is that Yoda is just pretending to be like a hobbled old man. But I just feel like, no, he's just really fucking old, though.
I think the implication
he can't fight
is
anymore because he's old.
I think the implication is that the fight that he like gave everything he could, but but it took basically everything out of him to have to do that.
I guess.
That's
Like,
what
he was saving up the fight inside of him.
Yeah.
In his tummy.
Yeah.
And then he let it all out.
Yeah, he fucking burped out that fight. I remember. Did he sword fight again? Sword fight. Was there another lightsaber duel in?
He fought Darth Sidious in the council room.
That was a way better choreographed scene.
Yeah.
That was. I remember watching that movie and dreading that moment.
What the fuck is going on in here, man?
I don't know.
Hey, remember the time when Darth Sidious's face got all messed up because he shot lightning at Mace Windu, and Mace Windu
Deflected it with his
bounced
lightsaber?
it back with his lightsaber somehow, and he was so dumb that he couldn't stop shooting lightning at himself.
Well, okay, so here's the thing about
I'm being hurt by my own lightning, but I can't stop it. No.
Here's the thing about
I'm gonna keep frying myself with lightning. Why?
Here's the thing about being electrocuted, Kyle. When you're being electrocuted, you cannot take your finger off the or whatever
you think
off
he couldn't
the surface.
I think he couldn't take his
stop.
finger off the lightning button.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. That's just what I always assumed. Having been electrocuted as a child and knowing that sensation, that's what I always assumed was happening.
I buy that a little bit, but it's still
Yeah.
dumb. I feel like the Emperor was another thing where you saw him and he looked all gross and he's like, I bet that's because he's like 200 years old and he's just so fucking evil.
Oh no,
he just
he's
looks
super
gross.
old. He's like thousands of years old.
What?
Yeah, he's like super fucking old. Wait,
See?
hold on. Do you not remember the fucking part in the third movie where they explain this?
No.
Do you remember the story he tells Anakin about the guy and his apprentice?
That's the thing. Wait, I should mention. I've seen Phantom Menace like 100 times because I was a kid and I liked it because I was a dumb kid.
Uh-huh.
I've seen the Clone Wars like a handful of times. I'm pretty sure I've seen Revenge of the Sith once in theaters because I hated it.
Okay, so there's a scene in the third movie.
I was supposed to go this way. I can break these things.
There's a scene in the third movie where it is literally, and this is what kills me about that movie. It is like the turning point of that series. Hold on, it might be Attack of the Clones. I don't think so. They're at the opera. It's fucking Anakin and
It's definitely the third one.
okay, yeah. They're at some space opera or whatever.
Wait. Oh, I get it. It's like a joke. Because Star Wars is a space opera, and then in Star Wars, a space opera, they go to a space opera.
I don't think it's an opera about
No,
space.
I think it was like a Senate meeting.
Sure. No, I think that they were at some sort of entertainment thing. I can't remember. But basically, Anakin is very upset about his situation. He's like, I'm a sad boy.
I'm a sad boy. I'm having bad dreams that my wife is gonna die, so I have to be evil because that's the only way to save my wife from dying.
Oh my god, you're fucking the worst. See, this is the problem, is that people don't understand that the Emperor was buddy with Anakin for years, and he's like the evilest guy ever. Like, that could do a lot to a person. People are like, his turn didn't make any sense. It was so sudden. It's like, yeah, it was so sudden that his friend for years was the Emperor.
Yeah, but like it wasn't. Even though he was friends with him for years, like that still isn't how it plays out in the movie. It's super sudden.
No,
it's out of nowhere.
because this is the scene. This is the scene that I'm talking about. His friend, who he trusts, has been for years since they met talking about like, you know, the Jedi. Them and they're still like, you and I get it. We get the Jedi and they're done. Here's a story that they don't tell you when you're a Jedi.
Yeah,
no, this is, I'm trying to fucking, let me tell you about this scene. You stop talking, you asshole.
All right,
Come on.
fine.
All right. So they're at this meeting.
I'm
they're
gonna
like,
stop talking right now.
Here's the story that they don't tell you. This is the thing that I learned about the Force that, you know, they probably don't teach you in Jedi because, you know, Jedi.
They don't teach you this in Jedi
They don't teach you this
school.
stuff in Jedi school. There's shit you can do to be basically immortal, to have unlimited power, to bring people back from the dead even. And Anakin's like, what are you what? It's like, yeah, there's this master, this Sith master who is like obsessed with finding the key to immortality and wanted to blah 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 blah, and then his apprentice took it and still basically the implication is that he was telling Anakin about this power to become immortal,
right?
And then but the implication is 100% that Sidious is
that guy,
the apprentice, and that like is a very important scene that nobody remembers from that movie. Oh, that doesn't work. That's stupid.
Oh, come on.
Come on, you rude boy.
Uh-oh, I think we're gonna have to stop soon.
Anyway, that scene is alright. Anakin's turn makes sense, mostly.
It mostly makes sense, but it's just not done well. Hi!
I think it's done well. I think just people aren't paying attention. Because it's done in dialogue. Which is how it should be done, frankly. That's the whole point of becoming, like, why so many Jedi go to the dark side is because they think they're doing the right thing.
Listen, I feel he just goes from being an angsty teen to slaughtering toddlers a bit too quick.
You're totally right. That part is poorly executed. He should not have killed the younglings. They're even surprised in the movie.
I feel so much like they just shied away from saying he murdered those children. Like, he slaughtered the younglings.
Younglings sound like what you call baby dinosaurs.
All right, well, I guess we gotta finish this thing later.
Sure. Anyway, Star Wars is stupid, but not as stupid as some people think. Final closing thought.
And in a lot of ways, Star Wars is more stupid than a lot of people think.
That's probably true. What do you want to show me?
It's a secret. I'll show you. It's this. I showed you this. It's this.
Oh, cool. What's this?
It's a gingerbread house.
It's a gingerbread house.
That's very cool. Hey, Lucas.
What
do you know about Star Wars?
I don't know.
Who's in Star Wars?
I don't know.
The scary man who wears the black helmet.
Oh, Dark Helmet Man.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Oh, you know.
Darth Vader.
See? There you go. You nailed it. You got it in one.
Darth Vader.
What about Kit Fisto? Kit Fisto?
Are you kidding me? I don't like that.
Lucas hates Kit Fisto.
Hang on. Keith, what's happening after caroling? Are you leaving?
Yeah. I think at this point,
Keith's
yes.
leaving. Yeah.
I'll let you know within the hour. But I'm probably
He's
leaving.
gonna let me know within the hour, but he's probably leaving. I didn't ask him. I don't care that much. Keith, what are you doing?
Going on a date.
He's going on a date. Same girl or different girl?
Same girl.
Same girl. Yeah, of course. That was my first assumption. I'm not an idiot. I can piece things together. Care is a strong word. Okay. You guys can talk about it. You guys can stand in a corner and giggle about it. Because he had one of those before and she never wanted to.
Are you guys talking about me?
It's definitely that.
He's talking about me?
No.